Welcome back everyone to a brand new video. Today I want to be talking about something that I recently found on an old YouTube channel of mine, and it was a video titled 10 years time, and it was basically a video where I set out a load of goals that I wanted to have had and have achieved in 10 years time. And when I say that my 14-year-old self that made that would be very disappointed, because we're approaching it, we're 1 year off of it exactly. I'm 23 now and I was 14 at the time, and to be fair to myself, some of the goals I set myself were a little bit ludicrous, and I kind of want to talk about how it's okay to have let your 10-year-old self down, but it's not okay to let them down too much, because there's some stuff that I said that I still would have loved to have achieved, but I completely failed at. I mean, I do still have another year to achieve those goals, but they're not looking very likely. So the video actually started, it was a part of a challenge 10 years ago on YouTube set by this YouTuber called Ryton, and he said, alright, basically everyone just make a video and give yourself 10 years goals for the time. And I was 14 at the time. I think I had just started one of my last YouTube channels, and that channel now has 18,000 subs, but at the time of making the video it maybe only had 200 or max 500 subscribers, but no more than that. And I want to start off by talking about some of the more ludicrous goals that I set myself to have achieved in 10 years time that won't be happening for a very long time. And I think a 14-year-old's brain works rather different than that of when you actually reach the age that you're talking about. So one of the first goals I set myself was 4 kids. Yeah, 4 children. I wanted 2 girls and 2 boys. I don't know what my 14-year-old self was thinking, that you would want 4 kids by the time you were 24, but hey, I guess he just wanted to get some action. But yeah, as you can imagine, that hasn't been achieved. I haven't even had one, and I don't think I plan on having kids for, God, I'm 23 now, probably another 7 years at least. But as I've learned previously, probably not a good idea to set yourself goals or too many with that sort of thing. Another goal that I had set myself was 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Now, at the time, if you told me, I was convinced that I was going to be a massive YouTuber. Absolutely convinced. But I started off by saying, I was like, I'm probably just finishing university now, which would be the case if I went to university. I got that right, but I never went. And I don't regret it at all. That is one thing. I mean, even in that video, I kind of just hinted at I might not go to university. I said, if it's what I want to do. And I don't think I ever really wanted to go. There was something about uni that just didn't appeal to me and still doesn't appeal to me. And I'm not entirely sure what that is and why I don't want to go to university so badly. I think half of it doesn't help that over here in the UK, it just seems like a massive scam. So many of my mates that have gone to university have come out and are either back working jobs that they were already doing, or they just kind of went for the crack. And I actually think the ones that went for the crack did it better, because at least they just had a good time and partied and weren't too stressed about their grades, when unless you're doing certain things, what your degree you get in actually means nothing. I'm not too mad about the fact that I didn't go to university and I got that one wrong. But looking back on it, it's actually quite nice, because I hadn't seen this video since probably whenever I made it. And there were actually a few goals that I did achieve that I can be quite proud of myself. One was, I think I wanted 500 subscribers on that channel by Christmas, and I went and did that. I think I got that channel to about 2,000 by the end of that year. So to have done that would have been pretty epic, and I kind of wish I'd remembered that I'd done so well in it, because I think that's one thing that you kind of get when you do YouTube, is the goals are just always moving and changing, and it never feels good enough. Now, I don't know how many of you have made YouTube videos or started channels or anything like that. So guys, I decided to come back up because I thought this isn't going to be very enjoyable for you to see while I have no coal, but I do need to make an iron bucket. But yeah, it's nice knowing that I did achieve some stuff, even with the boundaries always moving, because that's the biggest thing. You hit 100 subscribers and you're like, sweet, you'd have died for 100 subscribers at the start, but then you're like, well, I want 500, and then suddenly you want 1,000 and then you want 10,000 and you're just never satisfied. So I kind of wish I had known about that, and I can now look back at myself and be like, you know what, you didn't do half bad, like you achieved that goal. But then there were more that obviously I'd set myself that I think the 14-year-old me was completely oblivious as to stuff like money, because I'd said I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 24, and I've really failed at that. I mean, I'm living in my overdraft right now and it's only 10 days into the month, but I don't actually think 14-year-old me quite understood just how tough to make £1 million. I was kind of blindsided by the fact that I thought, oh, I'm better than everyone, I'll easily be able to make £1 million, it won't be tough. Oh damn, how much I really wish I had hit that goal. Oh, life would be so different. Another thing that I really talked about a lot was how I wanted to be a full-time YouTuber, but if the full-time YouTube didn't work out, I should be a TV video editor and something like that, because of how much I love to edit videos. Now, I almost went down that route. I actually was doing video editing for other YouTubers as one of my first jobs, and I hated it. The thing is I don't hate editing videos. I'd quite like editing mine, but there's something about when you're doing it for someone else and you're like, I'm using all my talents and they're getting so much success. Why am I not just doing it for myself? I'm out here and it feels like almost slave labor. Like when you first start out with some of the channels, you're getting paid peanuts for all of the work, and you know they're making absolute stonks off of it. So I don't hate editing videos, but working in TV production, editing their videos, I'm so glad that I failed myself there and never ended up in that, because that would have just been terrible. There was another thing that I actually kept doing in them, and my god, I was watching, this is a bit off topic of the whole thing, but I was watching the old videos, and all I do throughout it is go and subscribe, like the video, and then I think I even had like a, not like a GoFundMe, but a PayPal me link in the thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's donations down there. Man, that 14-year-old is probably on to become a millionaire, because the amount of promo I did to try get every last bit out of someone. So I think I should take a little leaf out their book and just say, thanks for watching this video, subscribe.